Hare Krishna. So as Janmashtami is nearing, the next few days, we will have a half an hour session on a daily basis, which is called the Janmashtami Meditations. So I will be speaking predominantly from this beautiful book called Mathura Meets Vrindavan. It's a wonderful book written by His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj. It speaks very beautifully about the Krishna Tattva, about devotion to Lord Krishna. Today we will touch upon some introductory topics. So there is a beautiful quote by Srila Prabhupada in his books, where he states that bhakti, bhakta, and Bhagavan. Yeah. So I repeat, bhakti, bhakta, and Bhagavan. Bhakti is devotion, bhakta is a devotee, and Bhagavan is the Supreme Lord Himself. So these three are not the products of this material world. Yeah, these are not products of this material world. They're spiritual in their nature. So how do we understand this? So this is to emphasize on what is the nature of devotion, which we have read and understood as the ultimate path of yoga in the Bhagavad Gita. So it is said that out of millions of people, it is very rare to find someone who performs karma yoga, that is, who offers the fruits of their action selflessly, to the Lord. Yeah. So out of millions of people, it is rare to find karma yogis. And of these people, and of these karma yogis, a jnani is very rare to find. That is a wise man. And out of these millions of these jnanis or wise men, a liberated person is very rare to find. A liberated person is very rare. And out of these millions of these liberated people, a pure devotee of Krishna is very rare to find. There's this beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, Muktanam api siddhanam Vasudeva Paraya Sudurlabha Prashantatma Kotisveshu Mahamuni. That is Sudurlabha Prashantatma, such a tranquil person. So Muktanam api siddhanam, out of these many people who are liberated, Vasudeva Parayana, one who is a great devotee of Lord Krishna, Vasudeva. Sudurlabha Prashantatma is very, very rare to find. So that is the position of pure devotion, and that is the position of a pure devotee. So bhakti is spiritual in nature. It is not the vrittis of this material nature. So how do we understand this? There are many vrittis. Vritti means the mind has a lot of vrittis. Actually, the very purpose of yoga, if you go to Yoga Sutras, the very first sutra is Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Yeah, yoga is something that will remove the vrittis of the chitta. So that's why we perform pranayam or meditation. Why? It is to calm down the mind, because the mind is very turbulent. It has a lot of vrittis. That means it produces so many thoughts. It's incredible. And out of all the thoughts that are just being produced like waves in an ocean, hardly any is useful. So very propensity of the mind is to produce vrittis. And the purpose of yoga is to stop these vrittis. Yoga, chitta, vritti, nirodha. Then what is bhakti? So bhakti is the vritti of the spiritual world, of Swarupa Shakti. Of Swarupa Shakti. So Lord Krishna has three energies. Please listen attentively. Lord Krishna has three energies. See, this understanding is very, very important for us to understand what is actually bhakti is. Because most of the time, people take bhakti cheaply. They think it's some kind of a sentiment or some kind of an emotion. No, it's much superior to that. It's very clearly stated. It is the vritti of Swarupa Shakti. And it is quite different from the vritti of the mind. Yes. So mentally we imagine something and we feel something. That's not bhakti. Bhakti has its roots in Swarupa Shakti, the internal energy. So Lord Krishna has three types of energies. So what are those three energies? He has Bahirangika Shakti, or the external energy. So which is manifested as this whole material world around us. Yeah, the five gross elements like earth, water, fire, air, ether, all these elements and their manifestations. This is the external energy. Krishna himself tells in Bhagavad Gita, Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu, Ham Mano Buddhirevacha, Ahankaramiti Bhinna Prakriti Rashtada. Yeah, this is my Bhinna Prakriti, the external energy. Yes. So this is Bahirangika Shakti. And then there is something called the Tatastha Shakti. The Tatastha Shakti is the Jivatma, like all of us, which is also called the marginal potency. So we are the marginal people. Why? Tatastha Shakti means they can go either here or there. They can enter either into spiritual energy or material energy. That is why we are Tatastha Shakti. Just like, here, whoever is present, we have the choice of either engaging our time, energies, and absorption in Krishna consciousness or chasing after goals of this material world. That is why we are Tatastha. So we are marginal because we always have this choice. And just like, somebody is on the wall, they can go either on that side of the wall or this side of the wall. Similarly, a Jivatma has this choice or free will to either go into the spiritual energy, to be a part of the spiritual energy, or to be a part of material energy. So at every moment, a Jivatma has this choice. That is why the Jiva Shakti is also called Tatastha Shakti. Then beyond these two is something called the Antarangika Shakti. Antarangika Shakti or Swarupa Shakti. So just like the Bahirangika Shakti, the external energy is manifested in the form of this material world, the Antarangika Shakti or the internal potency is manifested in the form of the spiritual world. So it's also called the Swarupa Shakti. So bhakti belongs to the spiritual world. It does not belong to the material world. The vritti of bhakti is originating from Swarupa Shakti or the spiritual world, from the spiritual realm. So that is why, and those who possess this are called bhaktas. Whoever possesses this bhakti Shakti in them are called bhaktas. So, and these bhaktas are sadhus, are pure devotees of the Supreme Lord. Yeah. And their association is the rarest and the most precious. So basically, these sadhus are of two types. Pure devotees of the Supreme Lord Krishna, who are essentially, there are two types of people. There are Nitya Siddhas and Nitya Baddhas. So Nitya Siddhas are those living entities who have never misutilized their freedom. They are called Nitya Siddhas. Nitya Baddhas are living entities like all of us who have misutilize the tiny independence that Lord Krishna has given us, rebelled. And here we are in this material world, chasing after so many goals and then trying hard to get our consciousness fixed on the goal every day. In fact, reminding ourselves of our nature, our goal, and our purpose. We have to remind ourselves. It's a struggle. It's a constant struggle. Somebody who's situated in the internal energy of the Lord, for them it is spontaneous. It's spontaneous. They don't have to struggle hard to remind themselves of their true nature. So these pure devotees of the Supreme Lord, who are like the Nitya Siddhas, who have never misutilized their independence, these sadhus are again of two types. So one kind of those sadhus are those who descend by the order of Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna, out of his supreme compassion for his living entities, Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, who descends to this material world time and again to deliver the pious. And when he descends, one of the most important, like we have heard, Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says that he descends for two purposes. One is to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants. They have to destroy the nasty demons, the demoniac people. But of these two purposes, his main purpose is to give his association to the sadhus, his personal association to the sadhus. That's his main purpose. Because destroying the demons, he can do just by his sankalpa. He does not have to personally come for that purpose. So he comes for giving his association to the sadhus, to perform his beautiful pastimes. That is why actually Lord Krishna descends. Yeah, he performs his pastimes in, like we visit places like Vrindavan, Mathura, Dwaraka, and different places as in Jagannath Puri, as a deity of Lord Jagannath. So many pastimes he has performed. So Lord Krishna personally descends to this material world to perform his pastimes. Why does he perform pastimes? So Krishna does not perform his pastimes. What will we discuss about? We don't have anything to discuss about. How long will we discuss about how, oh God, his tattva is like this, he's almighty, he's nirguna, he's beyond all the material qualities, he has only transcendental qualities, he's nirakara, his form is transcendental, he's only satchitanand. How long will we discuss about this philosophy of God? It's not natural to the soul to relish. Yeah. The soul does find happiness in understanding the tattva of the Lord. A pure devotee relishes the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. And to give a subject matter of discussion to the sadhus, yes, Krishna personally comes and he performs his pastimes. Like, for example, last few days we've been celebrating the Jhulan Yatra. So 5,000 years ago, when Lord Krishna has descended to this material world, along with his consort, Srimati Radharani, and all the Brajvasis, which include the beautiful Sakhis of Srimati Radharani, Lalita, Vishaka, and all the other gopis. Such a beautiful pastime Lord Krishna has performed during this rainy season. It's called the swing festival, called the Jhulan Yatra. In Vrindavan, actually, it is celebrated for many weeks. Here we celebrate for 5 days, but in Vrindavan, in Braj, it is celebrated for many days. So it is celebrated in the memory of the beautiful pastime Lord Krishna has performed of, swinging jhula with his beloved Srimati Radharani. And how all the gopis have come together to swing Sri Radha and Krishna and made elaborate arrangements to give pleasure to the whole swinging experience. Yes. So this was a beautiful pastime that Lord Krishna has performed. So because Krishna, out of his mercy, out of his compassion, because if Krishna wanted to swing Jhula with Srimati Radharani, he could have done that in the spiritual world, in Goloka Vrindavan. Yeah, for eternity. Why did he have to come all the way to the material world to do it? Yeah, Krishna, Srimati Radharani, and all the gopis are eternally present in the spiritual world. He could be doing there. Why did he have to come to this Bhauma Vrindavan to do it? So it is to give an opportunity for all the living entities to turn back to that which is eternal, the eternal life of relationships, of love. So that is what the purpose of the descent of Lord Krishna. So in this way, the internal potency of Krishna, which is called the Swarupa Shakti, it's the origin of bhakti. And a devotee is the one who is, the Nitya Siddha, who never misutilizes his independence. And he descends. And I was saying sadhus are of two types. One type of sadhu is a sadhu who is directly sent by Lord Krishna. And the second type of sadhu is one who himself descends out of his compassion to all the living entities to deliver them. It seems like if you see the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj, what are his prayers? His prayers are simply that, oh Lord, I do not want to go back to Godhead alone. So all of us are doing so much, and we are, we aspire, at least we aspire to go back to Godhead. But here is Prahlad Maharaj, such a pure devotee of the Lord, and he said, I do not want to go back to Godhead all alone. I want to, give all my bhakti credits to all these living entities. And my sincere prayer is that all these jivatmas who are bound in the shackles of material energy, may they be liberated. Please just give me a moment.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. So 1 second, Deepti, I will just summarize what I have spoken so far.
Yes.
So in this session, we have discussed about the nature of Bhakti, Bhakta, and Bhagavan. And so we have learned about what is the nature of Bhakti, which is devotional service, Bhakta, the nature of a devotee. And in the next section, we will continue about Bhagavan, Lord Shri Krishna, Krishna Tattva, as a part of our Janmashtami meditations. Yes, any questions? You were asking some questions.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. So, I read somewhere, Prabhupada saying like there are 16 energies of Krishna. So, of this, you are telling, you are giving importance to these 3 energies?
Yes. So basically, Parasya Shakti Vividhaiva Suyate. Krishna has unlimited energies. Yeah. We cannot try to count the kind of energies Lord Krishna has, but broadly they are classified into these 3.
Okay.
The broad classification: internal, the external, the internal, and the marginal.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you. And one more small question. So, so the Maya. So the purpose of this material energy is like why to keep the living souls in like to forget about Krishna. Like what's the purpose? or is it like only to check that only the qualified enters, whoever develops the essential qualities, like the all the like purity qualities? Is it like that?
Yes, you got that right. So basically, the purpose of the Maya Shakti is to perpetuate the forgetfulness, which is needed for the Jivatma to enjoy separate from Krishna. So, because the living entity has desired to enjoy separate from Krishna, that is that original, what do you call, original sin, which has, which is the reason which the living entity falls down to material world, comes in contact with this material nature. So, a living entity with the remembrance of Krishna cannot actually fulfill this objective of enjoying separate from Krishna. That is why Maya is like a cover, is like a curtain. That curtain makes that living entity forget Lord Krishna. Why? To facilitate the Jivatma's enjoyment, so-called enjoyment in this material world. And so, yes, so the Jivatma comes to this material world in pursuit of happiness, separate from Krishna. And the living entity tries all means to enjoy, to be happy. That's what we've been trying to do since birth after birth in every body. In the body of a crow, of a hawk, of a tiger, of a lion, of a rabbit, of a hen, of a crocodile, of a asura, or of a demigod, or of a human being. In all these bodies, the pursuit is happiness. How to become happy, how to get that happiness, how to get that pleasure, the pleasure principle. So, living entity traveling through different bodies, through different experiences, try to, make oneself happy, satisfied. But he fails repeatedly. He fails repeatedly. So that is a core frustration that is there in the heart of every living entity. The core frustration. Because one has the propensity to enjoy, to find pleasure, to find the love. But this material world is just baffling that attempt at every point, because where there is no Krishna, where there is no connection with Krishna, there is no happiness to the soul. So for a living entity to come to this conclusion, it takes many, many, many lifetimes. Yes, that is why human birth is rare and precious. And in this human birth, to get the association of devotees is very rare. And to get this knowledge and understanding about eternal principles, about eternality as distinguished from the temporary material nature. This is very, very rare. This is something very precious. That is why I began my session with, what is the nature of bhakti? How precious it is. How rare it is. So then, when a living entity, then understanding, in medical terms, it's called amnesia. You might have heard of this word, right? Amnesia. Amnesia. Yes. Yeah. So what every living entity is going through is called spiritual amnesia, a forgetfulness of our past, our true eternal nature. And then slowly, by in the association of devotees with the practices, by chanting of the holy name, by regularly taking prasadam, by reading spiritual literature, by associating with devotees, by serving, rendering service with purity of heart, and by making a sincere effort to overcome our lower propensities, which we have gathered from many lifetimes. Through all this, a person gradually recovers from that spiritual amnesia. It's not, see, recovering from amnesia is gradual. It's not that, one fine day, today we are engaged in sinful life, and then one morning I wake up and I understand what is my real nature and what is Krishna's nature. No, it's a gradual recovery from the amnesia. So, and through that gradual purification of the heart, through the purification of one's ego, purification of one's mind, by elevating one's consciousness, by purifying one's intentions, one reaches the state of Shuddha Sattva, transcendence from the modes of material nature. So in that state, by the grace of the Supreme Lord, by the mercy of Swarupa Shakti, by the mercy of Srimati Radharani, one awakens that bhakti. And it is said that even in the stage of awakening of one's dormant love and devotion for Lord Krishna, one needs the association of sadhus. That is how important is sadhu sangha. At no point of time in life one can think that I can do without the association of devotees. So in fact, if you go through the prayers of devotees of Srimad Bhagavatam, the prayers of the devotees, even at the liberated stage, and even when they have the darshan of the Supreme Lord, the favor that they ask from the Supreme Lord is, "Oh, my beloved Lord, please bless me with the association of your devotees." It's because that is where Krishna's presence, manifestation is most intensely experienced. So that's how the Jivatma takes the U-turn and traces one's steps back to one's original home. So this is the journey of the Jiva. So hope that answers your question.
Yes, Mataji. You answered so beautifully. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. So every day let us dedicate some time to prepare our consciousness to celebrate Janmashtami truly within our heart. What we see outside is perhaps an external celebration, but the real Janmashtami happens within consciousness of one's, within one's own consciousness. So let us prepare our consciousness in a way that we invite Krishna to appear in our own hearts and celebrate true Janmashtami. Thank you all very much. We'll end here. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.